Hey, what's up, everybody? Marcos Villegas here in Hollywood, being joined with Shawn Porter ahead of this Terrence Crawford versus Israel Madrimov fight happening this weekend on DAZN pay-per-view. Shawn, we're seeing someone you know very, very well, Terrence Crawford, moving up another weight class to get a title at 154 pounds. The weight difference, him moving up, can it balance out how big Madrimov is with that and the IQ that Crawford brings to this fight?
I mean, it could balance out. Ultimately, I don't think it will. I think maybe early on it may. The size of Madrimov and his ability to absorb a Terrence Crawford, he's a legit 154-pounder, but you know you still need some time to really grow into where you're at. You know, so I think he will be able to observe some things and maybe do some things a little disrupt the rhythm of Terrence Crawford. Here's the thing. Terrence's rhythm doesn't start with all this. It starts with this. So it takes him, and the funny thing is we've always said, oh, he starts slow. It's not that he starts slow. It's just that his rhythm mentally is kicking in. You know what I mean?
He's downloading info. Like he's sizing you up?
Using that expression, downloading info, because I really don't think that it's truly downloading. Yeah. It's just a matter of how long until I find where that sweet spot is, and then I go, and that's kind of how he operates, you know. So could take some time with this one. We'll see what happens.
When you fought Terrence, did he seem stronger than normal at 147?
We don't talk about Showtime Shawn Porter versus Terrence Crawford.
Why not?
We just don't talk about it.
Well, I'm asking Shawn Porter.
There you go. I like that. Yeah. I like that. He's not fighting anymore. Yeah. So I felt his strength. Yeah. Definitely. I felt his strength, you know, and something that I kind of realized last week. I said, you know what? Terrence has been hitting weights for a very long time, something that you're told not to do in boxing. I did it until I graduated high school. I always lifted weights. What they say about it is when you lift weights, it makes your muscles tight and the fluidity in your punches aren't the same. However, if you're someone like me who grew up boxing and you have that fluidity, you can add the muscle. And that's how I was my whole life, especially as an amateur. A lot of muscle and the fluidity of being a fighter. Terrence has kind of he's understood that he knew he was going to 47, so he knew he needed to be hitting the weights. No, he's not pushing up 250, repping that or anything like that, but he's doing just enough to add that muscle density so that when he came into 147, he was filled in at 47. Same thing going to 54. He's going to be filled in at 154 more than anybody could ever expect. And I'm sure if he handles Madrimov in a way that nobody expects from a strength and power standpoint, everybody's going to be looking at, oh, what's he doing? Where's the dope? Where's this? Where's that? It ain't none of that. It's just that he's prepared himself to be at this point.
I've never gotten that from him. You see clips of him deadlifting 375, and he's just he's just one of those freaky strong guys, you know. When you look at it.
And this too, you know, I always, something I learned from my dad. Shout out to Kenny Porter. My dad would always say, if you're strong here, then everything else is gonna be strong. You know what I mean? So, bar none, I can't think of one person that I know of that's stronger mentally. He's on a level of a Kobe Bryant type of mental.
The shadow over all of this is, if he does well against Israel Madrimov, another move, 2 weight classes up to face Canelo in a huge fight. Won't be for undisputed anymore because Canelo got the belt taken away. But no, when you look at that aspect, I guess a lot's depending on how he looks in this fight. Yeah. But you just knowing boxing, I've heard a lot of people either in one camp or the other. One camp says his talent, his IQ can bridge that weight gap. Yes, it's going to potentially could affect him, but he's going to win because of those attributes and his speed. The others say, no, that's 2 more weight classes. Once he gets touched by Canelo, it's going to be different.
I am concerned about him absorbing a Canelo punch, especially through the course of 12 rounds. We do know this about Canelo. He's going to slow down, so I think if anything, Canelo would try to start fast and bang on him and break him down before he gets later, and he's still got that kind of steam. But, there's so many components that make a champion. There's so many components that make a legend. And there's components that not too many people are privy to knowing and understanding. And for me to explain it is it will probably kind of go over your head. And I don't mean that you guys aren't intelligent and can't receive what I'm saying, but it's just so much to go into. It's a conversation that lasts an hour easily when we talk about all of the components that Terrence Crawford has, all of the components that Canelo have, and how we find how they even out and who trumps one another. You know what I mean? We tried to do that with Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford, and we see how that panned out. You know what I mean? So best we don't do it.
Just what's happening with Shakur Stevenson and the criticism that he's getting of being, a boring style, not fan-pleasing. Fighters don't want to fight him because it's going to make for a non-entertaining fight.
Crawford fought himself into a position where he could not be denied. Once he finally made it to that free agent position, leaving Top Rank, he fought himself into a position where everybody knew, hey, there's certain fights we need to see. I don't have those fights. I can't produce those fights, so you gotta make this fight happen. And obviously that ends up being PBC. But he put himself in a position where PBC couldn't deny the greatness that he had and who he was going to be. Shakur Stevenson on the other side, even though I'm a pure fan of Shakur Stevenson, he has not fought himself into a position where he can't be denied. A lot of people are able to deny him. When I say people, the business of boxing, they're able to deny him because he hasn't truly performed and produced at a capacity that you say, man, I gotta have this guy. So man, he's in a free agent position. I hope he understands the position that he's in, because I don't think most fighters understand that you want to be in a free agent position. You want to be able to say, hey, that's the fight I want, that's the money I want. That's what Terrence is doing, and obviously we know that Turkey Al-Sheikh, the Excellency Turkey Al-Sheikh has come around, which has made this position even better, But you can deny Shakur Stevenson at this point, which I really do hate, and I hope that he lands somewhere and gets some good lucrative opportunities for him.
Last one for you. Is it fair that he's being punished for what he is as a fighter?
It's not fair, but it's a part of the game. This is the part of the game that I'm sure he hasn't been told. People want to be entertained. People want to be excited. And if you aren't entertaining them and exciting them, then I know what the bar is in terms of your compensation, economically, and also who you can get in the ring with and who you can't get in the ring with. That guy's exciting. You're not as exciting as him, so I can't put you in the ring with him because you haven't earned the right to be there. I disagree with that, but I got to tell y'all, that's what business is saying to him right now.
Yeah, that's the structure of the game, unfortunately. Shawn, as always, man, good chatting with you. Good catching up with you. Shawn Porter, Marcos Villegas here in Hollywood. Thank you guys for watching us over here on Fight Up TV.